everyone.
Hello.
God, I like doing that bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to the... Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. Hello everyone and welcome back to Dungeon Delvers, the channel of geeky people who delve deeper into the realms of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Where is the enthusiasm tonight? Okay.
You sounded very
I sounded very unsure. Hold on, let's do it again. Boom! Hello everyone and welcome to Dungeon Delvers, the channel of geeky people who delve deeper into the realms of Dungeons and Dragons. I am joined again with the cast from the Dungeon Delvers team, also known as the family, also known as the cast, also known as the home dogs of the Icewind Realm of the Frostmen campaign. I'm joined by everyone. Say hello everyone.
Hello.
And say hello Aidan, our newest member, who got a very brief intro from last time. How are you, Aidan?
I am very well, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
I'm all the better for hearing from you, bro. Absolutely amazing. As you know, we've got Targo, our brand new Snow Elf cleric, who's joined just for the interim while we wait for things to blow over and drink beer and eat cornettos. To anyone who got that reference. Yes, Realm of the Frostman campaign. Blah, 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 blah. I've just noticed we've lost the snow from my thing, which I'm not happy about. You know, got snow on the OBS. Technical issues. But anyway, we're fine. So, has anybody got any announcements? If not, I'm going to go straight into the thingy, into the recap. No one's got any crazy songs they want to share? Dances? No, nothing? Okay. I want to thank our non-sponsors, who don't exist. And also I want to make sure that everyone's aware that obviously please like and comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is below. Give us a bell, say yes to all the good things and comment nice things, and make sure you follow and subscribe because it pays for things. So awesome, let's crack on with tonight's session. I will do a slinky little recap. I don't even know why I use the word slinky. Is that even a word?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I mean slinky. Anyway, so diving in. As some of the new dawn, aka Jackal and Oaklin, muster themselves around the free house, also known as Patrixa's cuddly abode, in the middle of the busy streets of Bryn Shander, Sieya already taking an episode-long catnap. Sentry now in employment with Garn and Elza, the dwarvish duo that own black iron blades, in aim to create a new sword from the mined Shardlin metal that Sentry left at the workshop in Mount Doom. On the journey up the forge back from the market, Sentry spots a strange elvish figure carrying a haul of fish and other supplies. Elza warns him that there are those kind of people are rarely seen and have a history of causing trouble with trade in the Dale. Letting them go, and they shortly bump into a hungry Athena who pounces on this snow elf and introducing our newest adventurer to the party, Targo. Shortly after a quick introductions to a known Iron Man, no copyright, and his party that tales have spoken widely around the area of town of Bryn Shander. The party split once again, finding Jackal and Targo in search for a solution to fix Targo's sled. They bump in and manage to find a dwarven handyman smoking a pipe, hanging around the crowd of the Northlook, which is now locked under the duress of Sheriff Markham. Basically, he needed help to find, with personal matters, with a disease that his son has contracted from a bite from hunting. Hearing Targo can do magic, he asks for aid. After acceptance to the task, Jackal and Targo reconvene with the party, with Oaklin making their way over to Spellex, past the market area. Meanwhile, Sentry talks to Garn about the sheer task of transforming the metal into blade and the wealth it holds as the forging begins. A brief alteration with a white owl stalking some of the party, which was briefly obliterated by Apollo, and learned that the town of Targos has been engulfed in shadow. The fear of being watched looms over the party. Finally, we left our scene at the free house. Seiya is awoken briskly to be met with the grey, silky hair and eye patch, with an owl resting on the end of his bed, also known as Velin Harpel.
There's a cougar in my bed.
I'm going to open it up very quickly to Seiya. At this moment, you don't necessarily have a chance for an action, but what are you thinking at the moment, Seiya? Just tell us how you look as you're awoken from this slumber to this known enemy or hostile person. You think?
He's thinking, shit, I'm not going to do any sudden movements, because if I do anything, I'm probably going to die, so I'm just going to listen to what she wants.
So you're just sitting there, breathing heavy.
Yeah,
As
he's just going to be very careful for once.
As your eyes open, you just sit there, wondering what is going on. And it takes a brief moment. She says the line of, "It's finally nice to meet you. In this form, obviously. Hello there,
This
Seiya."
form? What do you mean by this form?
She kind of leans in closer with a very assured and cocky grin. Kind of like hands placed just under, chin under her hands, and just kind of looks and goes, "Well, you know me as another form once. A orc female, I believe."
I thought there was something wrong back then, but we were clearly too late to act.
You didn't believe that was actually her, did you?
I didn't believe anything. I didn't know who she was. She was a friend of a friend.
Velin kind
What she was supposed to be like.
of stands up, just very gently, and kind of rights herself and rights the jacket and kind of walks around. You've got the owl just staring at you with the side of the bed. Are you moving at all?
No.
Okay.
Stay
She
in
kind of
bed.
does this very chalant, slow walk across the bed, kind of like scraping a finger across the sheet and the bed, kind of holding on to the end and going, I bet you're wondering why I'm here, Seiya.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
I'm not here to hurt you. That's the good news.
Then what are you here for?
You got my message, did you not?
Remind me. He kind of he kind of squints and becomes more on guard. Just see if she does anything sudden, he would be ready.
Okay. You just see Velin kind of move and go, "Did you hear anything in your head, young sir?"
Oh, yeah, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. I believe so. So that was you, was it?
It was indeed. Now, I know what you all must be thinking. That this big bad archmage is after a small, measly party like yourselves. You'd be wrong. In fact, I've come here for your employment, as it were.
What exactly would we need to do?
As you're talking, she kind of lifts the eye patch up and kind of like stretches it out and kind of like rubs the eye and just looks at you just entirely. And what you see behind the eye patch is just a shredded kind of like eye that just looks like it's been gouged out of its socket. Right. Make a perception check very quickly.
Yeah, sure. Perception.
The owl's kind of at the end of the bed, just jumping around.
12.
With a 12, I would say it's just about enough. It's quite dark in this room. It's candle lit. You can just see the silhouettes of this figure, but the glistening of the lantern light is flickering across the sides of her face. And you can see now, just in the middle of the iris, is this very intricate stone.
Would I recognize this stone from anywhere? Or people talking about it at all?
Make a quick, for this, Arcana or History check. Up to you.
I'll do Arcana. 23.
23. With that such a high roll, you can just about see the glistening of it, as it's quite a crystal grey colour, almost like granite. And you see it glistening in the dark. And you look closer, and you swear you feel you've seen this in other forms, such as possibly stones, enchantment stones, things that you use magically. You possibly know that it is imbued with some sort of magic.
Sieya won't comment on it because she clearly has an agenda, and I don't want to.
Okay, so you just there, like, kind of very awkwardly.
I'm thinking that to myself. Okay, well, she's obviously the real deal.
You see, I'm guessing Seiya's form is very kind of on edge, maybe, on this bed.
Yeah.
With that perception roll, you look to the left of you, just very slightly grazing your head, and you see the other patrons that once were asleep are still asleep. But it's almost as they've been interrupted by their sleep. Because the sheets are not so much over them, it's much more... I'm trying to think of the word. It's like scattered almost. The pillows are on the floor. It's a bit of a mess. But these figures look unconscious.
Oh, right. She must have knocked them out.
You assume magically or otherwise.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at you and turns around and kind of like perches herself on the end of this kind of like wooden post at the end of the bed. It's like a wooden frame, old rustic kind of frame. And she kind of sits down and turns her head very slightly towards you and goes, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Are you interested?
I'm on other questions, yeah.
During my time traveling through what you call the spine of the world these days, I searched for answers, Seiya. I needed to follow up on the rumors that beneath Raven's Rock lay a powerful artifact to stop this blighted winter.
It's the first I've heard of this.
It seems mine and your agendas are colliding. They're on the same path.
Seems that way. Our party's just kind of been finding some way to get past this winter. Haven't really thought about stopping it, but if you know a way.
Well, on my journey to the south, there was a slight altercation with a few of the acolytes from Raven's Rock. Many scattered and dead from the winter's blight of the terrible monsters that lurk within the tundra. I'm sure you've came across a few.
You could say that.
Bodies were desecrated, but one young orc named Batul, she grasped on this plane for as long as she could. I needed vital information from this, and I delved deeper into her mind and gathered what I could. Before I could administer any assistance, her wounds were too deep. The only thing I could do was keep her in a form of stasis, neither dying or alive.
Is she still like this right now, or is she gone?
The consciousness remains. As for her form, it's safe.
Where would this form be?
Well, as part of my offering, peace offering if you were, I can show you. But, moving through the plains, I disguised myself as Batul and left for the temple. To my distress, I was caught by a very brisk bounty hunter, stripping me of my powers using enchanted means. To the minimum, barely enough to keep the enchantment. But then, you appeared. Your party appeared. I played the part I must to find what I needed. from the Arcane Brotherhood. And now, if the rumors are true, we could truly help each other.
Any catches? Because I feel like I've done a lot of deals and things haven't gone exactly how I thought they would.
She kind of like moves more closer to you and kind of in a less aggressive stance now, more kind of slumped forward and sits on the bed now and looks towards you and says, "Can I trust you, Sieya?
I don't know. Can I trust you?
You're not dead, are you not?"
Fair enough.
It's very easy to kill something that is not awake. If I did not trust you, you would not be alive.
I suppose you're right. How would I be able to prove you could trust me then? I can't really do anything like that.
I'm guessing you're going to have to trust me.
Fine. What do you want?
We dive back in, and she sits there at the end of the bed, looking at you now with more of a... It's more of a concerned face. You see her posture drop, her eyes drop, and looks towards you. Just kind of like, well, now that we can trust each other, where is your party?
Beats me. I've been asleep.
She does laugh, and she looks towards you and goes, "That does not surprise me, young one."
I guess I need my sleep. I could get as much sleep as I can, really. I've never really had it very consistently.
From what I gather from when I was traveling with you, that was very obvious.
Well, it's just traveling in Icewind Dale, I suppose. And he's kind of getting a bit nervous because he's just like, what do I do?
Okay. He kind of leans forward and the owl perches on a shoulder and also looks at you and goes, "I need your help to find the ancient city in which I mentioned. Do you remember what it was called?"
Remind me.
The city Yithrin.
How do you spell? How do you spell that?
That's Ythryn.
Okay, cool.
I hate to repeat myself, but I must. Is a lost fragment of the Empire of Nithril, whose wizards created many of the magic items we found scattered across the world today. It holds magic beyond our wildest dreams, Sieya. We might even find...
Get rid of the winter, can it?
Exactly. We may even find something there to end this hateful winter. Are you intrigued?
I am, but where do you get your sources?
Using divination magic and other means. The Arcane Brotherhood has learned the city is buried deep inside the Reghead Glacier. But the glacier can be cracked open at a place where a waterfall once flowed down its side. We have already found the waterfall. All we need to do is the magic to break open the glacier.
How do you expect us to get the magic to open it then?
We are missing certain artifacts, which I mentioned earlier. I believe it is within the possession of Raven's Rock.
I'm sorry, I'm just noting some of this down.
During my time there, I was incapable of possessing that area, even powers as such as mine. It was locked under an encryption of spells, concoction of things I could not get my hands around. You know what I mean?
I do, but I'm not really the person to go to if you want to know about spells. We do have someone in our party who's better than that, but
I do know.
I guess I can relay it.
I was with you for a time, if you remember.
Yes.
the young wizard. Willow, was it?
She goes by Oakland now, but yes, it's the same person.
Many names we go by, but yet, what does it matter?
Suppose you're right, still the person.
And you, I'm intrigued, Sieya. You seem different since we last met.
In what way?
I don't want to say it, but garish, beast-like. Is that the right words?
I suppose so. I've been battered a bit since I suppose we last saw.
And the burn on your eye,
Times.
that burn on your face gives you more character. I understand what body impairments are like. And she points at her eye.
I suppose you're right, but that's off topic. What do you want me to do next?
Well, I suggest you grab the rest of your party. I know some of them are heading towards the center of town. But I'm wondering where the larger iron human is.
He's probably doing something ridiculous that none of us know. That's normally what he does.
Still alive, I assume, then.
I don't think anything can kill that man.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure you are aware of the blight that is taking over Targos. It's nothing to do with me, but interesting nonetheless.
Do you think it has anything to do with this winter? Or someone to do with it?
Possibly. More so, the possessions that are happening. Have you ever killed something and wondered why it came back?
I suppose so. Since hanging out with this party, that's happened several times.
There is a great blight within the world. This part of the world. This part of favor. The Dale is blighted with a curse. Something that is more of divination than it is arcane.
I see.
Something more powerful than any archmage or wizard.
Are you gonna come with us then?
Am I going to come with you? You, my dear, are going to come with me.
Ah, I see.
But I wish to speak to the rest of your party in parley.
Okay. Fine, if that's what you want.
That is what you must do. Now, is there a place you would like to reconvene?
I think what would be the best place to meet? Trying to think. I guess outside of here, yeah, just on the steps of this what's it? Hostel.
It's a free house, but yeah. It's
Free house, yeah. Same thing, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We'll meet at the steps. Find somewhere more secluded to talk about this business.
She kind of stands up and rights herself, dusts herself off a bit. The owl flies and glides onto her shoulder. And she places the eye patch back on. And looks towards you and goes, wherever you feel is necessary. Although I will probably find you first.
I see. Well, I'll go and find the others, and we'll try and convene outside of this building.
She turns around to exit the small chamber you're in. You can still see the other patrons that are still collapsed on the floor. She doesn't look at you, but she continues talking. Remember the artifacts, Sieya.
I will.
She kind of slightly turns her head back and goes, the name is known by various magical means. By common, it is known as the Codicil, or the Codicil, depending on where you're from. It is the Codicil of White. The tale has it...
Wait. Is that the name of the crystals, did you say?
She said it's one of the names of the artifact.
Oh, the artifact, sorry, yeah.
It is known as this for it betrays the form of a tome or a book. Look out for that. That is what we're after. It is written and guarded by Oriel's followers. It is believed. The Codicil of White is rumoured to contain spells or rituals that can carve a passage through the Redhead Glacier, under which the lost city of Yithrin is buried. Also, divination magic has revealed that the book is being held in the Frost Giant's fortress in a mist-shrouded island on the sea of moving ice, but that was false. It is in the temple. So we must go there at once.
Got it. I'll let them know.
I suggest we act with haste.
I agree if we want this winter to be gone.
More so you than me. Anyway, I assume the matrons at the temple are keeping this to themselves because they like the winter. And I understand Bane is their god. And who wouldn't want to please the god of punishment, and death, and pain, with an everlasting winter? Kind of turns around to you again.
Suppose that makes sense, even though I don't really follow anything like that.
It's probably best you don't.
I didn't have any plans to.
Just turns around again, places a hood up. You see a hand raise, just like Willow does sometimes, and you see a very gentle, kind of a red marble effect happen throughout her hand. She clenches a fist, and her form just changes into a even older woman, hunched back, puffy coat. The owl turns into some sort of cat that's perched on the shoulder. And she turns around in the same voice and goes, I will look out for you.
Sieya just nods.
She makes her way to the exit, opens the door. As soon as she opens the door, she clicks her right hand, and you just hear coughing and spluttering and awakening from these patrons as she exits the room.
Sieya will get up and gather his stuff to go find the others and let them know.
Absolutely. So you do that. Meanwhile, this is happening. Oaklyn, Jackal, Targo. You are currently on your way to Spellix's house, which you are currently finding yourself in the main centre of town at the moment, where the now skeletons of the marketplace once were. So there is no more market at the moment, but what you can see is just the passing and going of patrons, civilians, people who come and go for all sorts of different means, really. You're making your way towards Spellix's house after the slight alteration with the owl. What would you like to do?
It's Spellix.
Okay.
You're on a Spellix.
It's all right,
keep
Spellix
her
says?
going.
Okay, yeah. You pass, again, tradesmen, people working there, people who live in Bryn Shander, moving past and forth, militia every now and again walking past, kind of giving you the eye, but nothing too serious. As you make your way towards the small cobbled abode that you left Spellix in. Door shut, windows closed, curtains drawn. What would you like to do?
Should we knock? Okay, we are knocking.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just finding his notes. Give me a sec.
Should we knock? Bang! Door gets knocked down.
Imagine.
Okay.
Sorry, I got a bit excited.
Mate, the enthusiasm in that knock was great. So you keep it.
Nice.
Okay. So you bang on the door. A few moments pass. No one answers just yet. Are you doing anything? Patrons are still walking past. Still quite busy in the streets, although it's quite dark and it is street lit with lamps, all sorts of people with torches just walking past.
Is there any like hole in the window, like little gap of the curtain?
So
To see if there's any light coming out.
what you see is quite traditionally kind of an old tavern-esque kind of wooden frame, curtains clearly drawn, very small door, cobbled stone throughout the house. Make a perception check for me.
Let's see if anyone's in. 23.
23. With the 23, you can see, just peering into the slight gap in the curtain, a small, tiny, flickering candlelight. To assume someone's in.
Well,
I've done it
someone's
again.
obviously home. There's a candle, and I don't think they'll leave candles on if they left, otherwise the place would burn down.
It's a good idea. Let me try again. Felix, it's Jackal in Oakland. Do you mind if we have a quick word?
You just hear, a second passage. You hear kind of shambling and moving around as the door slowly creaks open. And looking up at you is a beautifully blonde, blushed red cheeks, looking up, Margaret, who goes, hello. You're after Spellix, is that right?
Yeah, that is correct. It's lovely to see you again.
Hello, yes. You didn't want the hot chocolates last time. We have none left, so I can't offer you any this time. But Spellix is not here at the moment.
Do you know where he's gone, where we might be able to find him?
The last I heard, Professor Shane was interested in machine he was making. In aid of, I believe I'm not supposed to know, but it's a Targos, is it?
Makes sense. I mean, she did mention something when we came back,
Oh, okay. Well,
and she didn't think it'd be so soon.
I assume he is at arms, possibly.
Did you say a machine in Targos?
Con looks at you and goes,
He's working on a machine because of the issues around Targos.
Oh,
Do you know
my
what
mistake.
kind of machine?
Oh, his trinkets are beyond me. From what I do know, it's something to. It is one of his special traps to absorb magic, I believe. He's used it once or twice and failed many times, but yes, it's something to do with absorbing.
I mean, it could work with what's going on in Targos, but it could cause a lot of issues with the communities inside of it.
From what I hear, no one's in there.
Strange.
Everybody's fled. Do you not know?
Of course.
I have passed Targos recently on my travels and realised this, or this news to me as well.
make a very quick history check with advantage, just to say how much you do know.
Oh, great, 8.
Oh, you've definitely seen Targos recently. I would say within the last week. It was just a very shambling mess last time. People were retreating out, not like evacuating. Just businessmen, people who used to go trade there, aren't really trading there. The outskirts of the exterior looked very rough.
I'll turn to Oakland and Jackal and just say, last Targos was about a week ago, and didn't seem like there was much going on. People seem to be leaving, not in a hurry or like they're evacuating, but it looked a bit of a mess.
I mean, Targos is a bit of a mess.
More of a mess then.
More of a mess than usual, obviously. But this must have happened recently if it was fine to you originally and now there's no one there. That's fine. Thank you for your help. If we do need Spellex, we assume we can find him at Duvesha Shane's, manor.
I believe so.
That's fine. Jackal, what would you like to do? Should we head there or should we leave it for now?
Do we know where Professor Shane's abode actually is?
I would remember from when we last actually met her.
You all have been there quite a few times. It's in the opposite. So if you're walking down the main strip of Bryn Shander, I'll bring the map up so you can have a look.
I think it's like dead in the middle.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I always get lost in these big cities.
Well, we can either head there or we could leave it for now. It's completely up to you. I mean, and she will look up. What's the time, DM?
Time approximately is getting on towards 4 o'clock-ish.
It's about 4 p.m. roughly.
Okay, 4:39. Maybe no, 3:59.
About 4 o'clock, basically.
Yeah.
Not quite dinner time yet, but we still got a bit of time. It's completely up to you.
Well, I suppose if we got time, I mean, Sentry and Sieya are both busy sleeping and making swords, so I suppose there's no harm in going to Madam Shane's place and maybe speaking to Spellex there.
Yeah, of course.
You just see kind of Margaret kind of look up at you and go,
I don't know if it's anything to do with you, but I would mind the militia that is staged outside.
May I ask why?
It seems the town is in a bit of ruckus at the moment. I'm not sure why. Investigations, I believe.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just what the militia do if anything odd happens, which, you know, a lot of odd things are happening at the moment, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but thank you for letting us.
Well, I wouldn't be doing any justice to either you or Spellex if I didn't tell you. So...
Give a fair nod.
she kind of like gives you a curtsy back and goes,
is there anything else? I'm sorry, I'm letting the cold in.
No, I don't believe so.
No, you go inside and get warm. We're gonna head to Mom Shane's place, and we'll see you when we next see you. Thank you very much for the information.
You're very welcome. No problem.
And I'll send Apollo up around us in the air, just to keep an eye out and follow us as we go.
yeah, cool. You just see the door shut, kind of with a small creak, like a and you just see the curtain kind of right itself a little bit from the inside. As Margaret leaves, you guys are now heading towards
To Vesta Shane's.
Vesta Shane's. Okay, you can do that, no problem at all. Just a quick one. Sentry, you're currently forging weapons.
The weapon.
The weapon. Would you like to make corresponding rolls for this now, if you don't mind?
Oh, alright. So,
we need some dramatic music here.
Just new music comes on.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I have advantage on it, yeah, Fraser, because they're helping me, man.
Yeah, you have an advantage on the roll. Yeah.
Ooh. I like stretch those fingers. Yeah.
The one roll to rule them all.
Nat 1.
Shitloads more than I needed.
Nice.
Shit.
Not sure why it's a plus 12, though it should only be plus 10, but it takes it to 26.
26.
Which is still way higher
Which
than
is
I
a
needed.
success. Yeah.
Yes!
Okay.
I was like, I swear to God, if I roll shit, I'm just gonna be like.
Actually kills himself.
Just go back and get some more. It's fine.
Okay.
Had to work out that way.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'm done for tonight.
Imagine if it was a disadvantage. That'd have been fun.
Oh.
Hey, you put a lot of graft into it. Fair play. So, you are, let's just say, for your part of this little bit, it is just a, what do you call it?
Skills challenge.
It's a skills challenge, but for the sake of a visual, it's more of a what do you call it? Oh, the word escapes me. You know when Rocky does the punch and you see the development.
It's
A montage.
yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, you just see a Sentry montage of just banging like Iron Man, like ding, ding.
It's like the bit in Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
where they're getting the.
That's it. And you just see Garn and you see Elsa just kind of like again helping you and just doing their bit towards it as well. You know,
I'd say with a large majority of it as well, the way in which Sentry does it compared to what Elsa and Garn usually would have, like getting tongs out to pick up the hot metals, etc. Sentry more is hands-on and like hits some of the metal against with his hand to mold it.
Yeah.
And that's how Sentry works with the forge, but still works with all the metal within the forge.
Yeah. So you just see it like RoboCop become within you. Yeah. Okay.
Happy.
Awesome. Absolutely, you see that. So, I would say, is this happening? You guys have no idea, but Jackal, Targo, and Oakland, and Apollo flying in the sky. And Athena. Completely forgot about Athena. You all managed to enter the marketplace and take a swift left or south towards Devesishane's abode. You can see kind of the entrance from here. You were taking a quick left shortcut through the town to get to Spellix's. But as you do start to reach Devesishane's house, there are 6 or 7 militia stationed outside of the house. All in formation, standing away from the building. These are armed with spears. Quite heavily armoured, not too much, but huge winter cloaks on, big fur hoods, different sized individuals. Just kind of like looking around, keeping sentry, excuse the pun.
Well, obviously they're keeping guard from the attack. Think we'll be able to get in?
Well, there's no harm in approaching and seeing what happens.
After you.
Jackal leads on.
Okay. You get within 20 feet of the house, 10 feet. You start walking up to the first set of guards. They're in a line, a linear format. So you get the first 2 set of guards. Look towards you and go, there! Hold on it. Excuse me, Miss Shane is not seeing anybody right now.
But that's fine. It's not Miss Shane we're looking for.
Then why are you here?
I believe Miss Shane is in the company of a Spellix.
Ah, yes, the Tinkerer. He is in missions with Miss Shane. A important meeting is going ahead. She cannot be disturbed.
Well, may I ask how long this meeting might go on for?
Kind of tilts her head and goes, how long's a piece of string?
Well, we were told when we brought Spellix back and rescued him from the goblins that we would, one, be rewarded, which is not the priority here, but, isn't it a priority to everyone? But also that Duvessa did say that we would be able to return in a few days, if not a day or so, but she had a bit of business with Spellix, which is why we've returned. Because we would like to catch up with Spellix and Duvessa to see how they're doing, but also to speak about matters outside of Bryn Shander, if you get what I mean.
Connor nods and goes, any dealings with any sort of bounties or excursions, you're looking at Sheriff Markham. He is the person to ask for any sort of payment on return. Not myself, not Miss Shane.
It's not them, it's Spellix.
We
only need 5 minutes.
He is under... It is our duty to make sure nobody gets in.
The way that they're guarded, how are they guarded outside the house? So I assume there's the front door.
Yeah.
Where are they?
So you've got
placed?
the front door with a small porch area which you go into normally. It's quite a normally squared format, kind of jagged in different levels. This thing, it's made of different kind of like houses put together. They're in a linear format in front. So there's two there, so 4, 6, and then there's a singular one just walking around.
Okay. Cool.
You've caught the attention of the first one, who is closest to the door. The others kind of look towards you and kind of keep looking away, just keeping an eye on you as well.
Cool. Yep, just curious.
Okay.
The business that we have is quite important, and we won't be in town for very long due to other bounties and missions that is under duress from her and Sheriff Malcolm. So if we can only have 5 minutes of our time, it would be quite important.
I am under strict orders not to let anybody in.
We're not asking to come in. We're just asking you to ask Miss Shane for 5 minutes. If she declines, then of course we fully respect that, but you don't know, and well, I'd say just ask her for me. And if she says no, we would turn away. If she says yes, great, even better. Because we respect her orders.
The militia, the soldier in front of you, just kind of looks very confused and says, I am someone who takes orders, not someone who gives or grants access to certain places. What you're asking is what Sheriff Markham can do, not myself.
Well, where is he?
He is in the Northlook where the assault happened. I'm sure you're aware.
That's an inconvenience. Jekyll? I don't think we'll be allowed in.
Thank you for your time, Guardsman. I suggest you get back to your duties. In a very sarcastic tone,
okay.
I will say to the Guardsman.
Yeah.
As I usher both Targo and Oakland away, and I will silence speech to Oakland. I have an idea.
Whilst that conversation's been going on, I would have been looking around to see if there's any windows open or any way to get into this building without the guards seeing us.
Okay, make a quick perception check for me. Unless you're going to go around the building, make an investigation.
That'll just be a quick glance.
Okay.
Of 13.
13. All the doors, they're quite sealed anyway, as this is a place for someone who is in higher rank. It's got a lot more fortification than the rest of the shanty town. It's a lot more built up. The windows do have some sort of bars, iron bars or guard on them, or sheets of wood or metal. There's no real like open windows to say. There's not a normal house. It's a fortified built manor, if you were.
Is there any way? Well, when Jackal said that, simultaneously after he said it, is Apollo able to? He's an owl, so I guess act like an owl would naturally.
You can,
fly around, circle, and then try and find, as a barn I would, a place in the barn. to hop right in.
Yeah, I mean you can use Apollo
Like,
as
I'm more looking for like a roof part. So you know, with the roof, and there's like normally like a tiny little hole where owls and that perch. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check for Apollo.
Investigation. Okay. Not perception. No.
If you're trying to find somewhere, then it's investigation. If you're just having a quick look, it's perception.
I think I'll have just a quick look.
Okay.
He will be like circling the.
Yep.
I do. Cool. I get advantage. It's a 13.
13. You just fly around, swooping around the area, kind of working your way through the nooks and crannies of just the top roof edges of this building. There's nothing that reaches out to be a nook you can see from this distance.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll leave it for now.
Okie doke. And as you say your goodbyes, Jackal, to the guard, he just kind of passes it off, as guards probably receive a hefty bit of conflict at times.
Cool.
You just see them just acting very naturally in this line.
Well, when we're a good distance away, she'll whisper to Jackal, "What now?"
There's got to be a way into this building somehow. I suggest we maybe have a wide wander around it, see if there's any sort of ways that we can get in.
At this point, I guess Oakland would look at Apollo and seeing that Apollo's not really doing anything, assuming that can't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Apollo is circling the area, but there doesn't seem any way in yet. Unless I get Apollo closer, but do we want to risk doing that? Especially after we just approached them, we probably should wait a little bit and then I can try and have Apollo go closer. I just want to see if they're actually in there, if so, what they're doing.
Can you get Apollo to see if there's any windows or something on the roof? If I might be able to get up there, and even if they're locked, there I could find a way in.
Okay. Well, let's find an enclosed area, and at least I'll be able to assist Apollo.
Cool. We'll go and find a little shady corner.
Shady corner, yeah. It doesn't take you long to find a shady corner in Bryn Shander.
Nice.
You literally go around I would say back towards Spellix' house, but it's more so kind of on just a little bit before, between two houses. So I would say, I mean, if you can see my ping, you're probably about here.
Right, yeah.
And you, find a shady corner. It's in between these two kind of shacks. On the floor is just loads of snow and just dirt and rubble and bits of mess, maybe like leftover foods, and you just see a few rats squeaking round.
Right. If anything happens, chuck me on Athena and run. But I should be fine. And I'll stay stood up, but I'll grab onto whoever's closest to me. Whoever that would be, Jackal or Targo. Whoever, I'll grab their shoulder. And Targo, you probably wouldn't have seen it before. But Willow just stays completely still. And her eyes are glowing white currently. And she will look through Apollo for now.
Is she okay? What's she doing?
She does this a lot. It's some magic hoodoo voodoo shit I don't understand.
Voodoo, you voodoo, bitch.
The powers of magic, eh? Something quite spectacular.
It goes far beyond from me, my friend.
Okay, so you take the form of Apollo.
Yep. So Apollo is currently circling, so I will help Apollo and guide him. I will start getting closer, just acting as normal as possible.
Okay.
And I will investigate.
Yeah. So you go a little bit closer just to see if you can swoop round
Would
down
this
the
be
edges.
Would this be Apollo's or mine?
This would
I'm
be.
not sure how it works for you.
I think it would be yours if you're a controller, wouldn't it? Am I right, Luke? Or is it still the animals? Because it's an intelligence thing, so it would be you. I'm gonna say if I'm the DM, it's yours.
I'm not Polly.
Yeah, if it's fear,
I'm the DM.
then
Why I'm asking you? I'm the DM. Make a roll for yourself. Yes.
Love
Luke,
it.
your opinion is invalid.
It's like, oh,
Luke, what do you think? Don't care. Right, you made the roll.
Got a 14.
A 14.
So better than what was before.
Better than what you got before. You do take a little glance around, and what you do see towards the top is about 3 or 4 tiers of triangular-shaped roof areas, let's just say. And in the very, very top, there's a small circular window with about, it's like a Star of David on there, if you know what that is. It kind of in various places, and you see just a little bit of a hole in the glass in one bit of the top. Like we're talking possibly 3 or 4 inches by 5 inches.
Okay.
That
Apollo
is
will
all
pop.
you see.
Well, if that's the opportunity, Apollo will hop onto the selected area, take a little glance in.
Okay.
If it's big, if the hole's big enough, it'll poke his head in.
Hole is big enough, probably a head, not for whole of the
Yeah,
Apollo.
so-
Yeah.
Like gently put his head through
Yeah, you
and
kind
just
of
have
like-
a little glance.
You just see the kind of right yourself and pop on, and you kind of like put your little owl beak in, little owl eyes, and kind of have a look around. Make a perception check.
Do you get advantage?
Is it night? Is it dark? Sorry, it is dark. So do you get advantage with dark?
I do have dark vision.
Correct. Then yes.
Both as the owl and me.
Yep.
25.
25. Nice roll. With a 25, this looks like a very dusty, unused area of the building. It doesn't look like there's many people around. What you do see is old weapon racks and scrolls on the floor and just things that have been left aside. Possibly, you get the idea that maybe this is an area of the house that was used for storage, or possibly an area that's disused now, as it looks very cold and frozen over. There's areas of the woods that's rotten on the walls, and bits of the ceiling is hanging off. Seems like a disused area, probably locked off for safety reasons.
Okay. I'll describe it to Jackal as like I'll be whispering back. And that's what I saw, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep. Fine. If that's all I saw, then Apollo will fly up, circle around for a little bit, and make his way back to moi.
Yeah. As you fly over,
And
you see the
come out.
militia as you fly over. They just looking around. No one really notices. But
Yeah.
continue circling around.
Yeah, and I'll just come out of Apollo.
Okay, so
That's it. I'm all good.
Targo, what you see is Oaklyn suddenly have this emergence of life back into her, and you just see the shock. She's back in her own body.
It sort of makes me jump. Like I wasn't expecting it, and I'm a bit sort of, well, shit, where did that come from?
Bit of a shock
Well,
on Targo's face.
She'll give a smirk. Well, there was nothing there. There was only one entry that I
was
could
nothing
possibly
like that.
see, and it was pretty much destroyed inside. So
What
I
do
don't
you
know if
mean by
it's
entry?
sectioned up. Well, there was like a little star with a and I'll describe what you said,
Yeah.
DM.
That's fine. You don't have to say what
And
I said. I know you
managed
forgot.
to-
It's cool.
No, I didn't. I poked my head through, but it just seemed empty. Not lit, nothing. It just So I don't know if it was sectioned off or the upstairs is used. I'm not really sure. So she must be in a different room, but I can't find anything else. So unless there's something I'm not seeing, I'm just a little bit curious.
How big was this entry point upstairs?
It wasn't very big, and the smash in the window could only manage to get an owl's head in. I mean, if Apollo was maybe smaller, like a spider or something, I wouldn't have a problem, but then it's also getting Apollo there. Because I have to change Apollo with me. Can't change him over there, so...
I'm not thinking of Apollo in this case.
You definitely would. You probably fit your hand in, and that's about it.
Was there no other windows around the
Not that
outside
I
the
could
building?
see. No. It seemed pretty blocked up unless I missed something. But it's kind of difficult when you're an owl. Especially going at the high speed. But then are you sure you want to do this? I mean, this is too fast a shade. As much as I do want to get in there. I mean, there's a lot going on with the militia and that. I don't want to cause more trouble like we did elsewhere.
Nah, I'm not fussed. I think once we got in, we'd be able to clear it up easy enough, but it doesn't seem like there is a way in for the time being, so perhaps it's best to go back to Spelix's place in a few hours' time.
Yeah. It's either that or I do have a possible way to possibly persuade them, but it might shoot us in the foot later.
What's that?
I can become the sheriff. I have ways of...
You know what? Fuck it, let's do it. The sheriff was a bit of a dick to some of the guys earlier after we cleaned up his mess for him. I think it's time for a little bit of retribution.
Fuck!
That is a brilliant idea, Oakland, and I really like it.
She starts sweating a little bit like, oh, you're serious? Okay. Okay. And she'll go into her satchel and get out materials.
Okay.
And she will cast Alter Self.
Okay. Wow.
And her body, her voice, her demeanor, comes Sheriff Malcolm.
Okay. What does it say about clothes? Just a matter of interest.
It just says, change appearance. You transform your appearance to decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your statistics change. You also can't appear as a creature of a different size than you, and your basic shape stays the same. If you are bipedal, you can't use as spell to become words.
Become
But yeah,
quadrupedal,
so
for instance, at any time duration of the spell, you can use your action to change appearance in this way again.
Yeah, so I'm not. It doesn't say about clothing, so I assume not.
And also, just so you're aware, you are smaller than Sheriff Malcolm. Just putting that out there, giving you a bit of a freebie. You know this is Oakland anyway.
Would you allow me? If you won't allow me to do it, then I will discard everything I said up to the point where we didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Would you let me cast Alter Self, then Disguise Self?
Is
Alter
Alter Self a
to change my...
concentration?
Yes.
Is Disguise Self a concentration?
No.
Then yes. If it's two
How many
concentration
guards
spells,
were
then
there outside?
No, I'm
7.
not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
What are you struggling with? What was self will make
No,
you exactly
no,
like him?
I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. Ignore everything I said.
Okay.
There's another reason for it, and I'll let you know, DM.
Okay. 7 guards, Targo.
Damn it.
The only other way I can think of is trying to cause a distraction. Get the guards away.
I did think of that.
I have 4 dogs.
Sorry, go on.
With my sled. I could get them to come into the city, run off past the guards, and I could ask the guards to help me go and get my dogs, because they've escaped. And if that works, you two can then get inside the manor.
It's a bold idea, but the only issue I see with that is, one, I'm sure some of the guards would help, but we'd still have probably at least 2, maybe 3 guards stood there, which we'd have to somehow deal with. And secondly, that then risk your dogs potentially getting impounded or even executed for running loose in the city and posing a danger. And I wouldn't want you to risk your companions like that.
Yeah, I never thought of my dogs being killed. I don't like the sound of that.
Personally, I think we should just leave it for now.
I mean, I could use one of my spells to shout for Spell X from outside, but if he doesn't recognise my voice, I doubt he'll come.
Let's just leave it for the time being. We'll return to Spellex's in a few hours' time, and hopefully he'll have some form of a home life.
Okay. So what do we do until then?
Well, we can either go and find Hlyn, or we can go and meet up with Sieya. Because it's getting late and I'm sure he'll wake up soon. It's completely up to you, but I don't know if Hlyn would still be with Markham. Or wherever she may be. But she also does have money for us, which I think we'd need before we go.
Let's try Hlyn then. That was our original objective. If we had any to no luck here, then we'd go see Hlyn after anyways.
Okay, well, I am feeling very tired, so we can make our way there.
Okay. So you guys heading towards where?
Where was the last time we saw Hlyn?
The last time Jackal saw Hlyn, or you guys saw Hlyn, sorry, was the Northlook.
Well, last time I saw it was in Norfolk, so we could head there to see if she's still there.
Which is currently barred from the outside.
Yeah.
Unless you're Jackal and you like to jump in like Mission Impossible. So you guys heading to the Northlook?
Yes, I assume so.
Okay.
As long as everyone else is okay.
Back up the busy streets then. You pass by the marketplace. Very familiar to you now. You just see the last of the traders kind of get slumping their stuff up. Packing their kind of carts and going up with whatever means they've gotten. Just traders passing by. As we see that, yeah. And in no time
On
at
the
all...
way back, by the way, sorry to
Yep,
interrupt.
that's fine.
I want to look for any stalls or shops that are selling mounts, such as the axe beaks or anything of the sort.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out for it and take a note if I see one.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Cool. Apollo will be on my shoulder now, by the way.
Okay.
Perception, sorry.
Yes, perception.
9.
Well, you can see on the way. You've passed this street many times. You haven't seen any axe beak sellers, but you do know of someone who sells axe beaks within Bryn Shander. In fact, you remember the tool telling you about a certain someone.
I believe I have their name. Well, while I'm walking, I will have a look at my notes.
Just giving you that as a freebie. Read your notes.
Well, I've got a shit. Got a while to go back.
It's fine. But yes, on your journey, you don't see anyone that sells any mounts.
That's fine.
Yeah, and in no time at all, I would say that you go past the busy streets. You're seeing people kind of walk into the houses, doing what they do, and just lighting the streets up as much as they can, so for visual purposes. And yeah, you find the almost like bustling crowd outside the Northlook with people drinking and having beers. And Targo and Jackal, you've been here before.
Is that dwarf still here, or has he gone off?
So as you make your way up to the Northlook, you see kind of people moving up and down the streets, and then you see a mass of people. There's more people now here than there were earlier. Make a quick perception check to see if you can see your dwarf friend.
18.
18. He is definitely not there. But you do see the cat figure that you saw last time. Still drinking. Yeah. Though I would say with an 18 as well, you do see the doors to the Northlook are still shut, and any way of entry looks pretty much impossible. To the fact that you'd need to bar the doors open with this big planks of wood in front of it. You need to take them off to get any sort of access.
I'm going to turn around to Jackal and Oakland and ask the person we're looking for what do they look like, and then I can try and help find them.
I will try my best to describe Hlyn, I assume.
Yep. Hlyn Trollbean.
Yes.
Right.
Best description as I can.
Yeah, best description as you can. She is a dwarf, a rosy red, ginger-haired, shield maiden, battle scars across her face. She dresses very basic with kind of older armour that's used for possibly in her peak pinnacle time, if you want to call it that. She normally walks around with a drink or finding one. And in her spare time just crochet. No, but you... yeah, you get the description of Hlyn Trollbean.
I will go up to the cat that we saw before and just ask them if they've seen her and give the cat the description as well.
Okay. So you walk up to this tabaxi, as you know, the race. And they kind of look at you and to go, friend, how are you?
Hello, friend. I'm not too bad, thank you. Yourself?
It is not long since I seen you last, eh?
It's not, no. We've come back here to look for someone. I'm just wondering if you may have seen them about.
And who is this person you're looking for?
That's a female dwarf, very rosy cheeks and red-headed, and I'll start to describe them.
No, it's very generic, I suppose, but I have not seen this, no.
No worries. If you do, can you let her know that some friends of hers, and I'll point towards Jackal and Oakland and say are looking for her. Yeah,
you just see a figure kind of raise their glass and go, yes, no problem. I'll make sure that they keep a rosy eye out.
Thank you very much for your help.
No, it's okay. Safe travels or wherever you're going.
Thank you very much, and enjoy your drink.
I certainly will.
And
takes a big swig.
I'll walk back towards Jackal and Oakland.
Goes back to mingling with the crowd and just having a cheer and a dance. You feel the kind of energy around this place. Very similar to what British people do when places are closed. Normally party outside the place that is once open. So they're having a bit of an outside street party at the moment. With whatever beer and whatever's available. You see a few makeshift fires in kind of campsite areas, and people are gathering around them for warmth. And just having a drink outside. But yeah, you can do that, and you make your way back to the party.
And I'll just tell them that the Tabaxi is going to keep an eye out for us if it turns up.
Good. At least we've got eyes.
Okay. Is that... sorry, Karen?
Wasn't
does
Bryn
anybody
Shander.
else need to do anything?
No, I don't believe so. I'm all packed up and I am rather tired, though. I don't know if we want to go and try and find Seiya, see if he's awake. If not, maybe rest up where he is. Because, as you can see, I'm badly battered. Still 6 HP.
Oh, you've been walking around with 6 HP all this time. Oof.
Yeah!
Oh, you just fell on the
Life
floor.
on the edge.
Could have fell on the floor and fell unconscious.
Me rest for an entire episode, gets health back.
Yeah,
Willow walks around with 6 HP doing the most risky shit.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's 2 types of D&D players, my friend.
After being told this, to try and show party that I can help, I will reach my left arm out towards Oakland, rest on her shoulder, and the blue sort of gem on my brace starts to glow as blue sparks and energy go down my hand, and I cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
Targo,
Electrocute, so-
you would have noticed that she's in pretty bad shape. I mean, we should have said this from the beginning. Yeah, but we'll do it in the future. I mean, with 6 HP, a character would be possibly showing some sign of limping, maybe a bruised or cracked rib or two, kind of like big slashes on the face or body. Yeah, she looks pretty bad. But
I mean, when he first saw me, I was pretty bloody, so...
yeah. But what I will say is because of the fresh clothes and because she's had a wash, it makes it look like she's less hurt. So, works narratively. But as the day is getting on, you're feeling more tired, and unfortunately your wounds are becoming better of you. So, you do start to limp, and you get the odd oof, and your ribs start to, everything becomes a little bit harder to do.
That's...
And you
Oh,
feel
well.
this crackle of energy just shiver down your spine as this warmth overcomes you, and your wounds start to heal. Your rib feels much better.
Thank you.
That heals for 13.
Oh, nice.
Not a lot, but
That's still a good roll.
Pat Targo's shoulder. Thank you. I do appreciate it. My
very
rib
welcome.
was catching up with me there, but...
It's kind of what I do. It's my role within my clan to protect and heal. So whilst I'm here, that's what I shall do for you lot.
I do appreciate it. Thank you. And I'll give him a nod with a side smile
Okay. Cool.
of appreciation. Also, just a question, DM.
Yes.
The guy that you were on about for the mount, that wasn't in Bryn Shander, that was Targos.
No, he had a cousin in Bryn Shander.
Can't find it. I've only got a Brian.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Had a
There was
cousin
I
somewhere.
remember there wasn't another name, but I've only got a Brian.
Okay.
Ivan said speak to Brian and Targo.
We'll catch up in the break. Okay.
That's fine.
Cool.
God damn it.
So you guys are heading to the free house.
That's where I'll be heading. Whether the others want to join, that is.
You see Oakland heading towards the free house. Yeah. But down the same
follow.
street.
I'll follow.
Okie dokie. Cool. As you guys make your way towards the free house, and you see the very familiar exterior, you walk to the door. And our camera just pans up and slightly glows away from, and that's why we're going to take a break. Woo! BRB peeps. Oh, I think I found me snow.
Snow.
Found me snow!
I think I found me snow.
Snow.
Hold on, I think I found me snow. Hold on. Hey, I found me snow! Right. Bringing it back down to where we last left off.
It came in a shrink wrap bag.
So,
Oh.
we find ourselves by the free house. Everyone's gathering there. I would say, obviously, Sentry's not there. Seiya, you're already in the bedroom. What are you up to, Seiya? Where are you now? Now you've had this rude awakening. Are you going back straight to bed? Or are you doing anything else in particular?
I'm trying to find the others.
Okay, so all this time you've been trying to find the others.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I've been looking
simultaneously
around.
we were speaking. We were making our way there
Okay.
and stuff, and then
Okay.
he would have left to find us.
Yeah. I would say at this point, you've left. Okay?
Yeah.
Make a perception check while you've just gone out. You've gone past the front area with the desk. And at this time, you don't really see anyone manning the desk, but you do see just the door kind of in front of you. You go, carry on outside.
I got an 11.
Okay, got an 11. Looking around. Don't see much. You see patrons of all sorts, busy city streets, town streets of Bryn Shander. Looking in particular, I'm guessing, for your party members.
Yeah, did I know where Willow and Jackal were going after I went into
They've been a few places since you went in there.
Did I have any ideas where they were going?
I would say no. They haven't had a conversation with you since. Unless I'm wrong. I think I'm right.
No, we wouldn't have.
No. Okay, so you walked out. You've got the busy city streets. You've got the town's kind of like bustling at the moment. It's dark now, so you basically just see a load of candlelight, a load of lit buildings, people going about their business. You're looking around, kind of peering around, people walking in this dark area. Can't see much. It was with disadvantage as well because it is dark. So
I'm just gonna walk around town, see if I can find them, I guess.
Okay. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go towards the market or do you want to go towards the north look? Bear in mind you don't have any insight information about it.
I'll roll.
Roll for it, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. If I roll 1 or 2, go north look. If I roll 3 or 4, go the other way.
Go for it.
I go the other way.
Market.
Okay, to the market.
To the market.
Fantastic. So you're
To the market.
currently walking towards the marketplace. Currently, the rest of you, GTA Zoom, over to the north look where Oaklin, Jackal, and Targo are heading back towards the free house. I would say at this time, it will probably make more sense for Jackal with his passive perception of 19 and your ability with humanoids. I would say, Jackal, you do see just in the distance a figure that looks similar to what Sieya would wear, winter clothing wise, and other sorts of features. About 50, 60 feet in the distance with your... it's very difficult because it's quite dark. You've got low lit lights, but you're using your enhanced sense anyway. I would say that would make sense.
I will get Athena to go bound over to him. I'll silent speech to Athena and say, "Girl, do me a favor. Go find out if that's Sieya going wandering on his own, will you?"
Kind of gives you a... kind of like, yeah, walks forward a bit quicker.
I will let her do that.
Yeah, and in no time at all, say you're walking completely the opposite direction, and you get a brisk brush from ahead on your back as you see a familiar Athena curl round you and kind of go your...
Athena, you want me to follow you or something? Okay, that's a yes.
kind of goes round you, does the tail swish. Obviously with a crag cat, they've got quite a stumpy tail, so it's more of a flick. Kind of like walks towards you and then swirls back round you, leaning against you and plods back the other way. And in no time at all, with you guys walking towards each other, the rest of your party, you see Seiya walking towards you with Athena in tow.
Hello.
I give a wave.
Okay.
Got a girl, Athena.
Seiya, you see Oaklin, Jackal, and a very unfamiliar face that is currently hanging round.
He jogs over and doesn't acknowledge him quite yet. He goes, "Guys, we need to go find Sentry. Well, we need to gather in front of where I slept. And who's this?" And points over to you.
Oh, meet our new friend, Targo.
Hello, I'm Seiya. Nice to meet you. I guess you're another addition to the party.
Seiya, would you like to describe your character for me?
Okie doke. So, Seiya, he's got long, shaggy black hair with one piercing yellow eye and the other eye, which has a big burn over his face, and that eye has gone red. He wears a long, kind of charred red scarf, and a long black kind of trench coat, kind of winter clothes that you would normally find. Around him, he has a sheath on his back with a rapier in it, He has big old winter boots on, all that kind of stuff. He's not. He's quite scrawny compared to the rest of the group, with like Sentry and Jackal obviously being more, not taller, but wider.
Definitely taller.
Yeah, Jackal. Yeah, he's
All I
about
can
five
get in my
foot.
head now is a small jackal that's just like.
Yeah.
It just looks like a wall.
Yeah, so he's got quite. You could tell his voice has kind of, in the last couple of days, gone down a pitch from something that's happened to him. Yeah, that's about him. He's just very scruffy, long-haired looking dude.
Amazing. Togo, do you want to describe yourself very quickly to Seiya? What does he see?
Yeah, so he sees quite a tall snow elf, over 6 foot. Sort of pale blue skin, with hair that's sort of very light blue. With bright eyes that have again a sort of hint of blue in the eyes, and sort of a big blue fluffy coat, and on the sort of his left arm he's got a brace that has the symbol of the god Helm on it, with a sort of blue gem in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, obviously, I introduce myself, and then he tries to get back on topic. He's like, "Guys, we need to go find Sentry. Do you know where he is?"
Would we know where he is?
You did bump into him in. You saw.
Oh, yeah.
You saw him in the marketplace with Gon and Elsa.
Yep. We know they're part of the Black Iron Blades, or at least, well, I don't know if I know, but Jackal
Jackal's
would.
been there before. You haven't.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, because I've, well, found out something and met someone that you may know, and they said that they may know a way to stop the winter.
I mean, it's interesting. Can't you just tell us now, or is it has to be private?
It may have to be a little bit private, mainly because of the person who told me.
Right, well, if it's that important, we better go and find Sentry. Jackal, do you have any idea of where he might be? I mean,
He's on his
didn't
phone.
say anything. God damn it.
Yes, I know where they are. I know where it is.
I think they're at the forge, so we can head there.
Sounds good to me.
Well, come on in, everyone. And I will have Jackal lead the way.
Okay, you can do that. So Jackal.
Push Jackal in front of me.
Oh, sure.
So Jackal leads you with Athena towards the forge area. Yeah, you can do that. Is everyone following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way towards the front entrance where you first came in, but you sheer off a right, so east direction. And in no time at all, you work your way through some very small alleyways, in which to the end of one of the alleyways is a very rustic-looking house. And about 30 feet away from it, you can see it quite largely lit within the interior, but you hear a very familiar ding, 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 ding coming from the inside. What would you guys like to do?
Go inside.
Yeah, head towards it.
Okay, so you walk up to the house. It's got quite a large barn stable door at the front, with a porch area with loads of like buckets and trinkets and tools that you use for smithing. As you walk towards the door, the tinking gets louder, and you try the door and it's locked. But as soon as you do that, the tinking stops. Sentry, you hear Elsa. Is that someone trying to get in?
Kill him.
What, into the shop or your home?
Garen, I think I hear the door. And Garen kind of walks up and goes, let me hold this. We're not open. We're closed for the day. Sorry. Shouts through the door.
Seiya will reply, I'm just looking for Sentry. Do you know where he is?
Sentry, you hear Seiya's voice immediately.
We're in here. Do you need me to come out?
Yes. I need all of you. The rest of the party's over here.
You hear Garnch go, is that your friends from earlier?
Yes. Can they come in, Gon? I want to continue working whilst they're talking.
Kind of turns around to you and kind of looks at you in the eye, gives you a stern look with a look of anguish, and kind of goes, can we trust them?
With the medal, they know.
Right.
They know about the medal.
Okay, right, yeah. And he kind of goes towards the locks, starts picking them and unchaining, and you just hear a jangling.
I go back to working on
the door opens for you guys, and inside is a very hot, really welcoming interior, except for you, Oakland. You feel very uncomfortable. As soon as the door opens, you get a waft, very similar to the feeling that when you go to a bonfire, it just straight in
I'll
your face.
stay outside then.
Okay, so very, very uncomfortable. The rest of you guys walk in?
If it's too uncomfortable, she won't go in.
It will be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. She won't go in.
So, the rest of you make your way in.
Seiya kind of, like, jogs over to him to get it. Like, I need to get this over with.
Yeah.
I need to do this quickly.
Inside, you see this incredibly beautiful forge, crafted out of stone and all sorts of mason work. You see all these kind of, like, armaments and half-made finished swords, metal ingots just everywhere. It's a very busy workshop. And in the middle, you do see a half-worked-on piece of metal, which looks very familiar. Suddenly taking the shape of something that you possibly could use to hit something with. Anyway, you walk through the very hot, sweaty interior. You see Garn take off his gloves, sweat brow. What's the sweat off his brow and goes, he's in a rush. And looks towards you, Sentry.
Is everything alright, guys?
I just had a little bit of an experience while I was having a sleep, and I need all of our party to gather with me. I may have found a way to stop this winter, but I need to go somewhere more secluded to talk to you guys.
Make a sleight of hand check while you're talking, please.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or stealth. Either one. Or make a stealth if you want.
Oh, okay. Nah, no, I'll keep that roll. Fine.
What's your modifier for stealth?
It's the same.
Okay. What'd you get?
9.
Okay. Yep, you shut up.
If we're able to, are we able to speak in here? Garnels, I'm able to do just this bit alone. If we may just have a couple of minutes to be able to talk through whatever dream Seiya may have had.
You hear this, and you hear Elsa say, "Did I hear about stopping the winter? Is that true?"
Seiya kind of gets that. Oh shit! Kind of like that feeling you get when you didn't expect that to happen. You get like a sinking feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit!
Punch in your stomach.
Yeah. Like he freezes up. He says, "No."
Make a deception check.
$21.
Okay.
No, fuck off. No, I said none of the sort.
1 sec.
So you don't have a way of stopping winter?
He just turns around, he's like,
I'm confused. What did you dream about?
Sentry, just don't leave for like 5 seconds.
Just for viewers, by the way, I rolled insight and I got a 17. So
and me, and Elsa kind of looks towards and goes, so I'm confused, but I'm gonna. You just speak. I don't know.
Seiya pushes Sentry into the corner and just kind of like him down to crouch next to me. So
yeah. Okay.
I whisper to him.
Do you do anything about that?
Okay.
Oh, you know, okay.
I was just trying to get them off our backs, Sentry. I have found a way, but it's not something I want everyone to know about.
Right, okay. Are we able to speak in here?
As long as you get your employers out. The person I talked to did say that they can find me, even though I did say that we would have to be in a certain location. I'm sure they will be able to find us.
Are you in any trouble then, Sieya?
I'm not sure yet.
You see Sentry stiffen up, and some of his plates stiffen in place a bit more. Garn, Elsa, are you able to just give us a couple of minutes inside here, and then we may continue to work on the blade, maybe go for a rest, just for a couple of minutes.
I don't see a problem. I just getting quite tired, but take as long as you need.
Many thanks. Everyone, gather on in Oakland. I'll maneuver. I'd suppose it would be like a sheet door, possibly, or maybe a couple of windows to open up to be able to a little bit of cold breeze in, or seclude some of the hot, humid air from like a certain area if I can.
Yeah,
So,
you can find a door that it's like a window barn door that latches open. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be on the outside then, and I'll like look in from the outside.
yeah.
So at least I'm there, but I'm outside.
Targo, you see Oakland not moving in the house. Just letting you know. It's a thing you witnessed.
And I'll continue working on the sword as well, but very impartial. To listen, but still multitask with that. Was it a dream, Sieya?
Definitely wasn't a dream. I was definitely awake when this happened. I'd been resting, and someone familiar to all of us, I'd assume, came to me. I had to agree to what they said, otherwise I don't know what could have happened. Do you remember a little while ago, when Sal was still around? You met her friend, who wasn't really her friend, I suppose.
Batul.
Yes. You found out.
Wait, you met Batul? The actual Batul?
No.
Or the
I met
Archmage?
the Archmage. The person who was pretending to be Batul. She explained why she did that and how it happened. But that's not the thing I want to focus on.
Wait. You spoke to Valin in person?
She came to me, yeah. She knocked everyone out.
I told you she was around. I saw her owl.
She came to me, not sure exactly why, Ming. Maybe because I was vulnerable, and she knew I would have to agree with everything she had to say. Didn't really have any way to fight back. I couldn't really incite her at all. I just had to listen and agree with what she was saying.
What
Anyway.
did she say?
Like I was saying, she said she has a way to stop the winter in Icewind Dale. I'm not sure if this is completely true, considering who she is. But I had to hear her out, even if it is fake. Might as well listen. So she said, and I didn't get to write everything down, just saying, DM. I was like frantically typing, so I'm going to do a very abridged version.
That's fine.
She said that there is a way to stop winter, and they had been trying to find a way through this certain glacier called Redhead Glacier. To get through it, you must find a certain artifact that takes the shape of a tome or some kind of book that has magical properties. I did tell her. I don't know why she did come to me, considering you, Oakland, are probably the best person to go to in terms of tomes and magic. I don't really have the best track record with that.
Does she say where to find it?
To note, DM, as well, all of the main door I'll have closed up and
yeah, so no one hears.
Back up again
Okay.
in case.
Now, DM, tell me if I am getting this wrong, because I
I'll let you
was
know.
frantically.
It's fine. It was a bit of a
Yeah.
monologue. I'll give you that.
Yeah. We'll have to find this artifact inside of a temple in the city of Yithid. Am I saying that right? Yithid?
Yithril.
Yithril. Oh, Yithril. That's it. We'll find it in the temple in a city called Yithril.
I mean, have I ever heard of a city called Yithril?
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10.
Or history of the land. Or if it's an old city.
Yeah, I would assume it would be old. It sounds old.
That's what I was
Considering
saying
it's
before.
housing a temple with an artifact in it, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Nope, you haven't heard anything.
That's cool.
I can't remember. Did she say where this city was?
She mentioned a place, yes. It was called...
Ravens.
I'll give you this. It was lost in a fragment of the Empire of Netheril, spelled Netheril.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell that to them and see if they recognise any of that.
Okay.
Netheril.
Any of you guys recognise that? Would Seiya recognise that?
Make a general history check.
Would I at all?
Make a general history check.
Yeah, just Targo.
Make a general history check.
Might as well do general history check.
Make no check.
That's Jacko.
That's a
Jack will make a general
21.
history check.
19.
13 for Targo.
10 for Jacko.
Okay.
21 for Oakland.
21. Okay, so I'd say the only people that recognise the name, you start saying it over again in your head, Seiya, and you kind of think about it a bit deeper. And Oakland, you do as well. And you do recognise the name, that it was a vast human empire ruled by wizards, whose mastery of weaving remains unsurpassed to this day.
Oh, I mean, I do recognise it. My grandfather used to tell me about it in stories, but that's all I know.
Yeah.
It was of wizard kind. I think it was only humans, though. I'm not quite sure. I could be wrong.
With a 21, Oakland, you do remember something further.
Okay.
That the Netherese created, so the Netherese are the people that live in Netheril, created magic that was more powerful than a wish spell, and used to accomplish the impossible. Their magic could shear the tops of mountains, lift entire cities into the sky. That kind of thing.
Was it a subject Rayhan would have been extremely intrigued on?
Absolutely. Probably obsessed with.
So I probably would have heard it from him quite a lot.
Yeah. Yithril, not so much. The name of the empire, yes.
I mean, they're connected, so if you have one, we have the other, which is good.
Well, do you know what is interesting?
What's that?
My grandfather, so he enveloped in the arcane arts, and he always used to go on about this story about the. Was it Netherese? Did you say, DM?
That's the name of the people. It's like saying, British people in Britain.
Yeah.
It's Netherese.
The Netherese.
They're called Netherese wizards. Yeah.
I think it was a population of human, but they created certain magical means that were as powerful as, well, you could lift a city off the ground with a wave of your
We're the
hand.
kind of people to
And-
make something that could get rid of a glacier. At least that's been fact-checked.
Yes, but they are... The magic they do is extremely powerful, but can be dangerous because, I mean, it was a few hundred years ago I heard of the story.
Well, I wasn't expecting getting rid of the winter entirely would be safe, let's say that.
Yes, but this is where, I guess, the wizard life was born.
More importantly, Sir, and sorry to rush this along, why did they'll end up coming to you and or supposedly gathering us.
Well, I feel like when she spent time with our party, she saw potential. I'm assuming. She didn't really go into depth into it, but that's what I assume.
Did she say anything about this magic item, this artifact, and any locations of where it might have been, if not something
Like I
to
said,
help us?
It's in that City of Bryn in the temple, and the full name of it is the Code Seal of White. Is that right? Code
I
Seal
will
of White?
spell it for you, and you can pronounce it how you wish.
Code-
It is spelled Codicil.
Oh, I spelled that wrong. That's why.
It's my pronunciation, so I apologise. You can pronounce it Codicil, Codicil. I think it's Codicil.
Yeah. Code.
Written by Orio's followers.
Right.
The Codicil of White is the name of the artifact. Said to
I
be
probably
totally
went off the end, but would
out.
have I ever heard of anything like that?
Absolutely not.
No, that's cool.
Must have been some kind of dark secret that they held or something.
So, whether or not she may be good nor bad based on false representations from whoever the other lady was that we heard about her from, a apparent strong mage, necromancer or not, wants for us to go with her and or find a particularly strong artifact of magic to give to her. Although,
Beyond that point, she did say that there may be a way to get rid of the winter. I feel like if you... I did say to her we could meet her right outside of...
Wait,
Yeah.
meet her.
Yes, she will be guiding us.
My problem is, Seiya, is that the Netherese were a vast, a community of wizards, a group of individuals who were extremely powerful, and they understood the arcane world better than anyone. If this artifact is from them, it must be extremely powerful. So why would we help an archmage of a necromancer who doesn't, well, as far as we're aware, I do not trust, and just hand it to her? Because if it is that powerful, and it came from that empire, then you don't know
Never
what
said
she
we would
could do
hand
with
it
it.
to her.
Yes,
She's
The,
just going to do it. We could easily get it for ourselves if need be.
she's already
But-
probably seen what we'll do.
I know, but we don't have any other leads, and personally, I want to get rid of this damn winter.
well,
Do this or run around in circles doing absolutely nothing.
we've got the wizard up north. Who I'd have liked to have seen. Should we have been able to have found him? The wizard Zul. Again, that also coincides with the Reghead tribe. So possibly we may end up going into one in the same region.
Exactly.
I
I feel like it may cross paths.
Is
Either
there
we-
any...
Oh god.
No, carry on.
Make a
Either
history
would-
check, Sentry. Very quickly, just going to start you there.
Okay.
History check!
16, which is good for me.
Okay, 16. I'd say probably over the mark. You do recall that the Raven's Rock area is much more south. It's on the spine of the world. The Wizard Zul is in the north, next to the Sea of
we're going
Moving Ice.
completely the opposite direction.
Just going to give you a bit of a bone there.
Say that this wizard represents a group of wizards. Did she give you a name?
I'll say that again. Sentry. Not Sentry. Jackal.
I am not Sentry.
You are now.
What is your name?
This group of... You said that this wizard represents a group of wizards. Were you given a name?
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
Or Oakland said it. Somebody said that about a couple
No,
of wizards.
I think that so
The
did say
Empire.
Yeah, it's
that
the.
she
Yeah.
was wanting it for her group or something, but
I mean, the item is from the
I don't think that's
Ethereal
her
Empire.
name though.
So, like, the Netherese people, which were, all human. So she was looking for this item, and it came from the Ethereal Empire. It's probably going to be extremely powerful, and I don't trust her. Same as that
What would you
ring.
rather do?
Well,
You guys. This is exactly what I came to do.
that is the question. Did you say she or we were supposedly going to be meeting her later?
Yes, I said we would meet outside of where I rested earlier.
I'd rather get it over and done with.
And that's exactly my thought.
Was there any mention in the conversation, by the way, of Raven's Rock? Or
That
has
you,
it been
that you had
mentioned?
with did you say anything? I don't think you did actually. That's my mistake. No, you didn't. You didn't say anything about Raven's Rock.
She mentioned Raven's Rock to me.
Yeah, but I don't think you just said that out loud.
Did I not? Okay, well.
I think that would that have been part of the info that you would have spooled out rather than the
Is
taking
like
note.
Redhead Glacier and all that.
Did you also mention about a waterfall? Question mark. Just so I know.
Yeah, the Redhead Glacier.
I
Isn't
just
that-
want to know if everything that she said to you, are you going to translate to us, or is it you're only
Oh
going
yeah.
Okay, so I'll just take that as you said everything.
Yeah, I'll just say.
Say would know. Yeah, Ollie doesn't.
I'm just awful with notes.
That's fine.
I've got all the notes here. I
Take a
just
lot
want
of
to
stuff
confirm,
down.
do I know all of this?
This is the first
or-
time I've had such a huge information dump. So
Yeah.
Ollie was like, "Wait, what?
What is going on?
Glacier, Raven, what did the temple of the."
Just so you know as well,
Well-
just for terminology in the future, it's the Empire of the Netherese, so it's the Netherese. Hold on.
You said the Ethereal Empire.
Yeah, sorry, that's it. The Ethereal Empire, which is known
Empire.
as the
The
Netherese. The
Yeah.
The Codicil of White,
the city,
which is the
the city is called
Ythrin.
Ythrin.
Ythrid.
Ythrin. Well,
And
It's-
the archive supposedly in the temple in there.
it's kind of interesting because there is mention of Raven's Rock. Well, my brother's actually currently there. So maybe he's got something to do with it as well. I don't know what he's doing, but last time Creek actually managed to communicate with him, he was in Raven's Rock.
Do you know how far away Raven's Rock is?
Didn't they say about a week, DM?
About that, yeah.
Roughly about a week's journey. Quite a
Raven-
way away.
Raven's Rock near the spine of the world.
It's on the spine of the world.
It's on the spinal world.
You don't
Yeah.
know that as a character yet? No, actually, no, you don't.
If
I'll-
I recalled it, I'll have said
Yeah,
that
we
as
say that. That's fine. You're not.
Keel.
just wanted to double check them because when we had a chat, you said that I would have set up sort of camp from around the spine of the world.
You do, but you haven't seen the Raven's Rock.
Okay, no.
with this part of the
Well, you
world
do
as
now
well.
because Sentry stole it.
One of the worlds, like the Great Wall of China for Ferrum, pretty much
Basically,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that, Targo, that it's a huge. It's almost like a barrier between the snowlands and the. And the
DM.
Yeah.
Question.
Uh-huh.
How far roughly distance-wise would Raven's Rock from the spine of the world be from Vesperin?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't know
Okay.
exactly.
Don't know.
Time.
Same.
Damn it, Fraser! Tell me now.
Do you want to die at this ford?
I want it in inches.
I'll have to get back to you now. That's a pretty intimate question, but yeah.
Time.
Just write it in the notes on it.
Well, I suppose the question is out of our hands of whether or not we will see her again. So, shall we make plan for speaking with her, hearing her out?
Yeah. I feel like there is more for her to tell us. I doubt she'd fit in everything just with our little meeting.
I would definitely like to size her up and to see exactly what our intentions are with us before we do any kind of actions for her.
Or with her.
Precisely.
Well, if you don't mind, Sentry, do you mind if we get it over and done with? Because it's making me rather uncomfortable knowing about it. Since we're leaving very soon as well.
GM, the Shawad, how much longer is left on the sword?
How many hours did you say?
It's 19 and a half, started it however long, I can't
I know
remember
when you
how long.
started, yeah.
Oh,
I recall either around 10 o'clock in the morning time.
That sounds right.
So
Yeah,
It
because
was around then.
No, because he didn't return until the forge until they packed up at midday when the Oriole takes a claim, so it's 12. Got back about 14 hours
14 hours done, sorry, or left.
left. You've done 5.
Fuck. I mean,
Wait, so what's the time now then?
So you said 19 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
19 and a half.
so you started roughly about 12:30. 5 hours. It's getting on to roughly about 5 o'clock-ish, thereabouts. Just going past.
5 p.m. Alright. Well, did you make the suggestion for where to meet her, or did she say that's where we'll meet?
I made the suggestion mainly because it was the first place I could think of.
Well, either she'll have to move the timeline of where to meet, but I must finish this sword.
What we could do is meet her, have a conversation, and then you come back to here and finish off your sword.
If not Sentry, then we can go meet her and relay the information to you, because I would suggest possibly bringing it here, but I don't want to put the other two in danger.
More so, I'd like the conversation to be had with the sword, if you understand.
Well,
You
I
want to
don't.
talk to a sword?
I never gave her an exact time.
You'll be surprised, metal to metal.
It's my brother!
Yeah, it's my dad.
I never gave her an
It's
exact
penis.
time when to meet. It was just where I'd gathered you.
Well, I would suggest here, but it's not our home. And I don't know what she'd be like.
Well, I suppose we can just wait for Sentry to finish up and then go. Again,
Well, it depends
I
how
never
long
gave her
you've
an
got
exact time.
Sentry, because...
Go.
I'm pretty sure I didn't give her a time, right? I literally just said when I find everyone. So,
Well, we've either got two decisions. Either we head out now, find out exactly what the hell is going on with this woman, wait for Sentry to finish his sword, tell Sentry the information, and then we head off to whatever location we're going to, up north, down south, don't care. Or we wait for Sentry, but there's nothing I need to do in the meantime.
I think we should just wait for Sentry and then go meet if Sentry is that concerned.
I say
Wait,
Sentry.
is in wait here.
Hey, DM,
Yeah.
question. If nobody has anything to do, and I have myself, who's proficient with a smithy, Gon, Elza, who's
Are you
proficient
asking
with-
if it levies the time?
and everybody else in here, would it maybe?
I will
Yeah, to help.
accept it, but everyone has to make a smithy tool check or equivalent. And there
I
has-
wouldn't be able to make it. Because I'd...
Who
Die.
who can smithy a weapon?
I don't know. How would we know?
Anyone
I
can smithy it,
We
you
can,
won't
like,
have
help.
proficiency.
You can help. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I'll help.
I'll tell you what. Just got I'm the DM. Okay. So
On the DM.
I have to remind you 6 times in a day.
Every 5 seconds.
So Luke, just remind me what the smithy tool is. It's what modifier it's using.
Strength.
Okay. I would like everybody who wants to help. So just say who's helping. Is everybody helping?
Yeah.
So you get four more helpers. Okay. I would like a majority of successes, and it will reduce the time by half.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
You're doing a strength check then, are we?
Yes. Everyone make a strength check.
Fraser, I don't know if it makes any difference, but I've just put in chat that at midnight I can become proficient with smithy tools.
Amazing. So you make it with advantage. In fact, everyone, don't make those rolls. And I know you've whatever made it. If you made a good roll, whatever, just do smog. Tell me what you're going to do to help, and then make the equivalent roll.
Nice.
I'm gonna keep the smithy hot.
Okay. So what are you going to
You
do?
never need to put coals in.
What are you going to do to keep the smithy hot?
I'm gonna keep shoveling coals in. And
Okay.
shit.
I would like you to make a dexterity check, please. For that.
Okay.
I can keep it lit by using control
30.
flames.
Okay. I would like you to make a wisdom check for that.
Wisdom. What, straight wisdom?
Straight wisdom.
It's a 19.
Okay.
So I'll keep it really hot.
One success so far. You need 2 more. Well, 1 more. Well, 2 more. Majority success.
Shit.
Jackal, what are you doing?
Oh no, I can even can do it after an hour even, so it doesn't even have to take as long as midnight. So just to reiterate my ability, echoes of those who have died cling to you. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can choose one skill or tool proficiency that you lack and gain it, as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. You lose this proficiency when you use the feature to choose a different proficiency that you lack. So I'll take probably a short rest, if I may, and then in that hour I will gain proficiency in thieves tools, losing proficiency in what I had, which was medicine. At the current set time, and I will have Jackal's eyes will glow like bright white, as you can see him almost go into a ethereal kind of state, where he's going to try and communicate probably with the past blacksmiths that worked here, to try and gain their knowledge, to give Sentry like hints and advice and help by using the past blacksmiths ghostly knowledge.
Okay. So very similar to the scene out of Lord of the Rings, where it unleashes the ghost, but only one ghost. You see this ethereal state that Jackal takes up, and you just see coming out of one of the forges, you just see a spit of flame from one of the natural explosions. What you see is an elderly dwarven form come out, chamois over towards Sentry's form. Jackal, I'd like you to make a what roll was that? Sorry.
So I'm now proficient with smithy tool.
Smithy tool. So make a smithy tool check.
I don't know how that works.
With advantage, please.
So strength plus your proficiency.
Strength plus proficiency.
Strength plus proficiency. Okay.
With
I
advantage.
don't know if you have anything because of your rogue stuff to make it like plus something. I don't think so, but
I think I do. I'll double check.
yeah, you don't get like half your proficiency bonus added to things, do you? I'm thinking of expertise.
Yeah, I'm looking at expertise now. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either. No, because I haven't chosen that as my proficiency. So no, it's just going to be whatever this roll is plus 3.
Okay.
So 10.
Okay.
Lovely.
You see this figure go over to you to help you, Sentry, and you feel in awe of this kind of like, you just see this dwarven, shabbied figure with kind of armaments on and a kind of one of those like a band around his head and long hair, waving everywhere. It's very ethereal, very weird. But you see it come out of Jackal, so you assume it's a spell. And it walks over to you and just guides you with your hand and your body. In a sense that it places things in the right way. You think. That's 2 failed. Targo, what are you doing? This needs to be a critical success. Just so you're aware.
There's not much that Sargo can do.
No pressure. No pressure.
Just imagine Sentry on this forge. He needs items. He needs things to do. He needs guidance. What were you doing? And then use your adjacent ability check to make a check.
Things to heat up, things to cool down.
Yeah, I've got controlled water. If anything needs cooling down,
Perfect.
I could possibly do that.
Absolutely, you can do that.
If anyone hurts themselves or if Seiya ends up touching the fire for whatever reason, I can heal as well.
The first one, I would say, just go for that. Just give you a bit of a nudging hand. So control water is absolutely something you can do.
Brilliant. What shall I roll?
You can roll a wisdom check for me, please.
Oh, I've got a +4.
Okay. So you do it, and in your inexperience with this control water, and you're trying to grab this water and make it in the right place, you're more hindering the process and getting in the way than helping Sentry. So at times you actually put out the flame on the actual iron itself, and it kind of goes from a golden glow to a very hard, crisp steel, and it kind of takes a while to get back. As well as this figure of this ghastly, kind of like ghost just kind of come towards you, and you don't kind of feel as embraced as you should with this takeover.
Go on, Easel and Garn. It's up to you to take them over the edge.
With these guys, they're both going to help you make a smithy check. They're going to have to do 2 successes to complete this.
Sentry's just like, the fuck are you guys doing?
I was going to say, otherwise it'll just take the same amount of time. So, just waste your guys' time with it.
Steve?
Stop getting in the way!
Don't touch that!
You're meant to help me.
So, you see Elsa kind of like look towards everything and see the chaos that's happening, tries to put out the flames and does things that kind of like repairs what once happened. So trying to relight the forge and getting it back into place and hitting the metal back into the form that it's supposed to be, kind of like moving Targo out the way, and everyone just go, move out the way, right? Let's sort this properly. And then you see Garn coming in, almost like a gleaming bit of light behind him as breeze rushes through his ears and through the hair. Oh, with his golden hammer. Joking. He comes through and kind of like takes control, starts ordering everything, placing in the right way, in every way you can imagine, even taking over some of what you're doing. And you just see this incredible like power from this dwarf in terms of leadership just take over. As he rolled a natural 20. A critical success. Which you needed.
I knew working for these dwarves would come in handy.
So, with a natural 20, that time is cut by half. You had, how many hours did it say left?
14.
14, half that. Okay?
Hell yeah.
7.
So he will literally be done bang on midnight, right?
That's right.
Bangers and mash. So we're all working on this.
That's a sword of legendary tale, a sword that's.
I'm very glad that.
Tells.
Yeah,
Just
that
this
we had all
montage of like
midnight.
slow motion Gone, just like. Over there.
What the fuck are you doing?
Just this incredible.
Fucking Targo after he puts
Yeah.
the fire out.
That's it, yeah, launches her out of the way. Face palm like that. Oh. You just see like a montage of this thing being made, but like chaos at the same time. Apollo's just kind of like going, just out the window.
What the fuck?
No, I'll tell you what Apollo does. Turns around and does the 360 head spin and goes. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Gone feeds the Apollo some kibble or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm making up. Yeah, some seed. Right.
Hashtag time skip.
Yeah, I would say this takes you the majority of time, but you guys are going to be absolutely shattered because you've been up. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say, is this the point where you guys are going to take a long rest? If you don't, I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now.
If I've been thrown out of the way, then yeah, I'll just go and like get myself comfy in the corner and try and sleep.
I would say, okay. you have to help with this. So unfortunately, everyone's involved for this to work.
When it gets to like, I'm gonna say, when it gets to the point of midnight where we're literally just finishing up, sort of thing.
Yeah.
We'll probably all collapse to the floor and start sleeping.
This is what I'm saying.
Well,
So as soon as the epic 70s music has finished and that last power chord has gone, you all find yourself completely exhausted, and you may find yourself taking exhaustion if you don't take action immediately. But in front of you, you see Sentry, because the sword's a part of you, isn't it, Sentry?
It's about to be. Am I able to do?
You can do whatever you wish. It is coming to the point of where it's. I'll describe it to you. It looks almost like the blade. In fact, I'll puppet. I'll puppet. Why not?
Puppet.
Actually, I can't because I can't without giving away its thing. I'll describe it to you. It's a beautifully crafted kind of. It sheens a almost ember sheen, a different iridescent colour to Sentry's colour. So it's noticeably different. It has an intricate ball design at the bottom with a ball bead of this incredible metal, surrounded by an arc of an elven shape that works its way up to the front with a central line with a column of intricate designs all the way down, which is Garn's own handiwork, and a very intricate pommel that is crafted with it as well, which wraps around with different forms of metalwork and just beauty. It is very nice.
Nice.
You may do what you wish with this sword.
At the end of the process, with everyone having gathered round it, the last step of the procedure would be that taking out Sentry's old greatsword. As long as Sentry has been, the blade is still one with him, so it's not really chipped or scraped or anything. But he'll place that down on the side.
One with the blade, and the blade is with me.
Picking up the new blade, and again, resting his hands along either side, he'll begin to place it up and over his back. Many times he's obviously sheathed his sword before, but this time all of his back plates have spread apart, steam protruding out through, and he'll begin to place it in, and it looks as though each of the plates begin to conjoin onto the end, and where each plate laps on and hooks itself onto the blade to hold it in place and collect it in, you see that it glows the same icy blue that the previous blade had, as though it's imbuing it again with the radiant that he hits with, and it will complete last.
Just this epic moment of just Sentry taking in this incredible weapon.
Now we go to bed.
I'm trying to find some epic music, but I can't find it.
Dash.
Yeah. No. Okay. I don't want to waste copyright laws, so I can't do it. But anyway, Sentry, please find this greatsword into your in your journal. Give me a sec.
Okay. I was like, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
No. You know, very nicely as well, Fraser. That was one of the designs that I was thinking on. I was like, do I make it exactly like the other one was, or do I change it and make it into something that's of a hilt? Yeah. So that's very interesting. Is there unique stats for us, or
We'll talk about it after. Yeah.
cool?
This is just the base of the weapon.
Gotcha. Cool. Very nice.
Okay.
Finishing as well. Seeing that everyone's exhausted and kind of taking a hot minute to breathe, or he thinks breathe. He'll look to the rest. Thank you for helping me complete this. The blade, at least, I know will do far greater good. If we need to rest, then we can before we go to speak to the wizard, but in helping me and Garn and Elsa, again, I thank all of you.
Just give it nod.
Yeah.
I mean, forgery isn't really my cup of tea, I've realised. I'll stick to the books.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I thought Targo was pretty good with that water.
Yeah, see if it does my fire.
I dig cold.
I do cold.
I make it real hot to go brew.
Targo, just for note for me as well, do you have a shield or anything? Or mailments for armour?
So yeah, I've got a shield strapped to my back for now, and I'm wearing armour, I think.
You're wearing armor. Your shield is in your winter clothes, so it's not really. You can't see it from the outside.
If everyone's starting to settle down, I will walk over to Sentry, obviously finishing up. Well, looks like you did a smashing job, by the looks of it. If you do have time, not now, maybe in the future, could you make something for me? Could I be out of simple metal?
What do you have in mind to be made?
I will pass him a small bit of parchment with a mini blueprint
Okay.
attached inside of it.
Okay.
Mini blueprint.
I'm yet to get the materials to go inside it, but when I do manage to get them, I'd really appreciate to have them as well. And I'll walk to a sort of comfy corner to sit down and start my meditation.
Okay. There's some chairs and tables by the forge where you should Garn and Elsa kind of convene. Just off to that you can see like a little area where the supplies and stuff. Yeah, you can sit there.
Yeah, just gonna slump down, absolutely exhausted, and attempt to meditate.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Cool.
Jackal will nest down in a corner where Fido's probably been laying whilst all of this has been going on. She's been probably getting overly comfy with the warm fire and heat coming from the forge. So Jackal will go over, come join her. He will feed her a little bit of rations before nestling up by laying against her and slowly drifting to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, FYI, I will be sleeping inside.
Yeah, there's the supply bits in the shed in the
Yeah,
area.
that's fine. I will be away from everyone. I'll be sleeping in.
I guess that it's a room outside by the forge.
Yeah. So,
I'll position myself in a. If there's a window so I can see out to where Oakland is, then that would be amazing.
No
Otherwise,
window, just a door.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just position myself then. Just round the centre, close to the door though.
Okay. Yeah, by the fire. Yeah, you can do that.
Listening outward.
Okay. And Targo, what's your turn down experience?
So I just sort of find a corner, sit down, take a look around at the party, and there's a sort of smile on my face as it's been a while since I've actually spent time with people, and two, it's actually been a while since I've probably slept in a place that's warm and not in the snow in a tent, cuddled up to some dogs, and then as I sort of go into a meditative state,
Okay.
I start to meditate.
Amazing. Sieya?
Yes.
I know you've had a massive sleep, but technically we did a big time lapse, so technically we've done another 8 or 9 hours. So you know.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, hell yeah, no more sleep.
the anti-hero here, the one that wants to sleep the most. Yeah.
He'll find, is there like, I know a lot of like, they have like a bundle of hay I can just like.
Oh yeah,
flip
loads
on.
of
Yeah,
loads.
you'll find like a pile of hay and just.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't find no issues whatsoever.
Not bubble coming out of his
Yeah,
nose as he's.
that's the one. And I will say, guys, as the heat just trickles on people's faces, as all of you start to come to some sort of meditational sound sleep, as crackling of the forge just simmers down, and you can just hear the breeze on the outside. And Garn and Elsa, you hear them mumbling and murmuring in the distance of their voices as they start to turn down too. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session, guys. So. Awesome. Please comment, like and subscribe. Keep it coming. If you don't, then why not? If you have, then amazing. If you want to go check out the prologue, obviously, of us, what we've done from this far, we're on episode, I don't know now, what episode are we on? Lawkeeper, Chloe? 37. So if you want to go all the way back, get back down to 6, where we started these, have a little look. And if you've got some time over the upcoming winter breaks, if there's any, I don't know if it is, probably Christmas, do it at Christmas. If not, have a little look and see what we're about. But yeah, we really wish you a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Why do I say great night? This is recorded, so it could be like daytime where you are. Anyway, bye.